this channel has been dead for a long time. I mean, a long time. But with Pokemon Champions coming out in a few days, there's no time like the present to try and revive it. I've not played Pokemon since the last time I uploaded a video, which has been quite a while. So what I'm going to do is practice VGC and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in preparation for Pokemon Champions coming out. One Pokemon I never got to showcase when I was uploading regularly was VOLCARONA. VOLCARONA is one of the most versatile Pokemon in the whole game. You can build it to be a really good support Pokemon with Flame Body and Rage Powder, or a good DPS with Quiver Dance and Flamethrower. In this video, we're going to be using VOLCARONA as a DPS with Quiver Dance and Heat Wave because we're in doubles. We're also going to make it Terra Water so we resist water types and give it Terra Blast so we can hit rock types, fire types and ground types for super effective damage. We're going to make it hold the Quiver Cloak and we're going to be running it along with Rage and Bolt. Here's the full team and let's get into the matches. Okay, for our first match, our opponent sends out Urshifu and Incineroar here. Okay, so a fake out is coming our way. I think they'll use onto Rage and Bolt because they probably don't see VOLCARONA as a threat. Urshifu probably will use Surge Strike onto VOLCARONA as well. Okay, we'll Terra Water and use Quiver Dance just to set up. And with Rage and Bolt, we'll just use Protect. Okay, so what I think has happened is they use fake out onto Rage and Bolt and they use Surge Strikes onto VOLCARONA. Let's see if they do that. Okay, that's fake out, and they do use onto Rage and Bolt. Okay, we use Quiver Dance, and let's see what Urshifu does here. Surge and Strikes onto VOLCARONA. Okay, we take it now. Okay, I think at this point we're okay to use Terra Blast onto Incineroar. It should one shot, and we use Thunderclap onto Urshifu. I don't know if this one shots. It should because we do have the photosynthesis boost for special attack, and Urshifu isn't that tanky. Okay, they swap out Incineroar, and they go into who? Miraidon. Okay, Miraidon tanks Terra Blast. It tanks it. Does Urshifu use Detect here? No, they just swap out. Okay, fair enough. And they go into I don't know who that is. Landorus. Okay. Okay, that's fine. What we do is we Terra Blast onto Landorus, and they could Terra Fairy Miraidon. They could Terra Fairy, which is a thing, and they probably okay either they Terra Miraidon or they Terra Landorus, right? Okay, I think we just Terra Blast onto Landorus, and I feel like Terra Fairy is likely. Most Miraidons are Terra Fairy. We'll just use Dragon Pulse. In case they don't Terra. They could Terra Landorus, I don't know. They don't Terra anyone. Okay, there's Terra Blast onto Landorus. It one shots. Why wouldn't they Terra anyone? Electro Drift onto VOLCARONA, we go down, that's fine. Dragon Pulse should one shot Miraidon, and it does. There we go. What we'll do is we'll just go to Kingambit because they have Incineroar and our Kingambit has Defiant, so it's basically a guaranteed attack boost. There's Incineroar, and they send out Urshifu. There's Defiant, and I want to say at that point the match is basically done. Is it done? Actually, no. They're gonna use fake out onto Kingambit, and then probably just like close combat onto it as well. Yeah, no, I didn't really consider that. I didn't consider Urshifu going through Protect. Okay, let's go to Dragon Bolt because it's a ghost type. And Thunderclap onto Urshifu. Obviously, there'd be no point to swap out if Thunderclap KOs Urshifu, but they haven't Terra'd yet, and they could Terra into Terra Steel or Terra Ghost, and then Kingambit would be in trouble. So I feel like swapping out into Dragon Bolt is the best thing to do here. They Terra Urshifu into Terra Ghost. There it is. Okay, they go with knockoff onto Rage and Bolt, no fake out, and they use Surge Strikes onto Rage and Bolt as well. Okay, I'm not sure what the thought process there was, but okay. Over here we'll just use Dragon Darts and Thunderclap again. Okay, Urshifu goes down, and that should be the game. Dragon Darts does decent damage to Incineroar. They use knockoff. Dragon Pole goes down. We send out Kingambit. And from here, we can just use Sucker Punch, I suppose. and Thunderclap. And actually, just to be safe, let's not do that. Let's use Kowtow Cleave and Thunderclap, just in case it doesn't attack for some reason. And they forfeit. Alright, let's get into the second match. Okay, so for this match, our opponent sends out Zacian and Garchomp. I think what we do here is we Quiddon's first turn. I think we're fine to do it. And with Rage and Bolt, we Terra just to avoid being hit with any ground type or dragon type move that Garchomp might have. And we use Thunderbolt onto Zacian. Okay, Zacian uses Protect, which is fine. That probably means that Garchomp's going to use Earthquake, which it does. VOLCARONA takes it, we use Quiddon's. Okay, I think we're in a good position here. I think we are. Next turn, what we'll do is we'll just use Heat Wave. Zacian could Terra to survive. It could Terra. Don't know what I could Terra into, but I could Terra. And in that case, we could use Thunderclap to secure the kill. Or it doesn't Terra, and then Heat Wave kills, and then we use Dragon Pulse onto Garchomp, which kills. I think they're more likely to Terra Zacian. I think they are. Okay, there's the Terra. They do Terra Zacian into Terra Fairy. Sure. So I think I made the correct play here. I think I did. Garchomp uses Protect. We take that. Thunderclap does how much? That is good damage. Heat Wave, please don't miss. Please don't miss. Don't do it. It doesn't miss. And Zacian goes down. Lovely stuff. They're going to Greninja here, which is interesting. Yeah, I think over here we'll just use Heat Wave. And I think we use Thunderclap? Actually, no. Probably Dragon Pulse. Probably Dragon Pulse into Garchomp. Greninja uses Protect. Probably means that Garchomp's going to use Earthquake again. There's Heat Wave, doesn't do too much. Garchomp uses Earthquake. VOLCARONA goes down. Rage and Bolt survives. And we get off Dragon Pulse, which should kill from here. It does. Lovely. We can go into Dragon Pulse. I don't think it even matters at this point. I don't think it does. They're going to Koraidon. Dragon Darts should be fine. Dragon Darts. And Thunderclap onto Greninja. Okay, let's do that now. Koraidon uses Protect, so the Dragon Darts will be directed onto Greninja fully. Thunderclap does low damage to Greninja. Wasn't even super effective because it was a normal type and it still did that much. Greninja is not tanky at all. Over here we use Dragon Darts again. And we'll just use Dragon Pulse here. Yeah, that's it. Overall, VOLCARONA actually performed really well. Not much to complain about. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.